Hey guys, I'm back. Today we've got a real quick get ready with me and we're trying some new products. I recently ordered the Gellar Baked Balance-n-Brighten foundation. It is a mineral foundation that is literally baked, and so they say it's supposed to have a creamy type feel on your skin. I don't know about that, but it's nice. We'll get into that here in a second. I got the shade Light, and I also got the Laura Gellar Baked Blush and Brighten in Tropic Hues. This is a pretty blush, but it does have some shimmer to it. And then the system also came with this Baked Original highlighter, and this is in the shade French Vanilla. I like it, but here's the thing. I had to play around with it to figure out how to get it to work. It did come with this little brush, and it's kind of like a kabuki brush, and depending on how much you have exposed will determine the amount of coverage that you get. So the less of the brush you have exposed, the tighter the bristles are together, and therefore you get more coverage. If you have it extended all the way out, more of a light coverage. So I had to kind of play around with this, and I'm going to continue to play around with it today here with you guys. I want you to see what I'm talking about. So we got that stuff we're going to look at. I got a couple other new things from e.l.f. and then also please forgive the half wet still hair. I am going to work on a video doing my hair routine, and I'm in the middle of that today as well, kind of simultaneously filming. I will link that below, so in case you're curious and you want to watch, you can see. There's some fun stuff that's going to come out in that video as well, so please watch that one too. This is going to go up first though, I think. Yeah. Either way, it'll be linked below. I will link them in each other. Yeah. Okay, let's put some makeup on. Okay, so what I found, this Laura Gellar stuff. Well, first, okay, it came in this cute little travel bag, so that's nice. I have a little bag for it. But it also came with instructions, which I appreciated. So I tried this initially. First, let me get my hair off my face. Okay. I tried this initially using the Milani SPF BFF primer. This is really nice. Love this. I find that I don't even really need to use a moisturizer when I use this. So this is good stuff. I tried it with this and then the kabuki brush, and I just felt like I wasn't getting a lot of product on it at all. Like, I could see product going on the brush. You can see it on there, but it just wasn't transferring much to my skin. So the first day that I wore it, I wasn't so sure how I felt about it. And then I started thinking about overspray, which, if you don't know what that is, cosmetics companies will do an overspray over their powdered products a lot of times to help protect them, and kind of, sometimes it gives like a little bit of a shine or a shimmer, and then that's all that is that it's the overspray. So we are going to do a little trick here. This is what I did the second time I used it, and I liked it. So you just take any little spoolie brush that you have, a clean spoolie brush, and you go over the top of it, and you loosen up product. You see that on there? And then once I had loose product on there, and I just kind of rolled my brush in that, then I started to see it be able to go on the skin, and I started to notice a little bit of a difference and some actual coverage. I will say it does kind of smell initially going on like paint. It's not bad, but I mean, you notice it. So their website says to use short, light strokes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to go over it again with this. I really like powder foundations. Certain times a year, they are definitely my go-to, but there are others that I've worked with that are easier than this. I don't want to have an extra step. I'm only doing half my face right now, so you can see the difference. And because also I'm going to try a different brush. I saw somebody had said something online about using a different powder foundation brush, and that they had better success with it. I like to go over the eyelid area and the under eye with my foundation. Now, I don't use a lot of concealer, so that's fine for the under eye part, but if you're going to do an eyeshadow look and you're going to end up using primer, you can keep that blank. But I'm going to use a new product today that is from e.l.f. that is an eyeshadow stick, and I'm not going to use much shadow up above. And I just like the way it kind of balances everything out. All right, so the trick was that I saw, well, here's the difference. So the foundation, no foundation. Honestly, I'm not seeing a lot of coverage. I'm going to go over just my redness here just a little bit more and see if I can just kind of smooth that out. Okay, so somebody else had said something about using a different, more traditional style foundation brush. So this is what I use. This is a IT Cosmetics brush. I don't know what kind it is because I'm not your brush person. We've already talked about that. So I'm going to run this over it and see what that looks like. Not bad, definitely picking up product. Okay, so I did not run the spoolie brush over it this time because I want to see how it performs without doing that. And I definitely see a difference. So I think I'm going to end up just doing that to go ahead and give myself some more coverage here. Okay, so do we see a difference? Laura Gellar's Kabuki brush side and my IT Cosmetics brush. I see more redness here than I do over here. I'm just going to go ahead and run over it with the IT brush. I don't know. I don't want to just keep putting on more and more powder until I'm all dried up looking. Okay, so that is that. It's, as far as like wear time goes, it's not bad. It's just not my favorite powder foundation. I think maybe I'll do a video on that here another time, but for now I'm just going to kind of buzz through and finish putting on the rest of my face. Before I do the Laura Geller blush, I'm going to go in with a little bit of bronzer. Today I'm using the e.l.f. bronzer. This is the primer infused, and it's, is there a shade on it? If there's a shade on it, I will pop that up on the screen. All right, so a little bit of color on the face now. Use the rest on the underside of my chin. Now, this Laura Geller Baked Blush in Tropic Hue. This is really pretty. I really, really like this. Let me show you what this looks like going on. So I'm just taking, okay, what is this? I have no idea what kind of brush this is, but this is what I use for my blush. Just dabbing all around. And then just kind of swirl it on. If you bring your blush up towards your temples, it kind of helps give a little bit of lift to your face. And I just like to do the edges around my hairline, just kind of where you would hit with bronzer, real lightly with a little bit of the blush that I use. I just think it helps kind of bring in kind of a nice healthy glow. All right, so I would do a shade swatch for you of the blush, but it actually does not swatch well onto skin. So if you can just see on my fingertip, you can see just kind of the nice pink and a little bit of that gold shimmer that's in there. If you don't want shimmer on your cheeks, this is not the stuff for you. And then I will take a little bit of finishing powder and hit the underside up. It's not baking. I'm not one that really gets into that, but I do like to hit the underside of this because of the shimmer that's in there. It looks unnatural to me on this section of my cheek, and it kind of needs to calm down a little bit. So even with a powder foundation, you still sometimes may have a need for doing a little finishing powder. Not nearly as much if you're using a real moisturizing foundation or have something that has a real dewy finish, obviously, but. And now we're gonna play with that little Laura Geller highlighter. This is the Baked Original, and I just stick my fingertip in there, just a little bit on it, and just kind of dab along the top of my cheekbone. Then I take a clean finger and go over the top of that to kind of help melt it into the skin. Okay, moving on to, let's do my brows real quick. I'm gonna get those on and then come back to you and we'll work with some of the new stuff that I got. So I got some brows thrown on. I just used my Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim and the NYX Thick It Stick It combo. Loving the way that looks anymore here lately. And the new shadow they want to talk about. This is the e.l.f. It's from their Cookies and Dreams collection. And it is such cute packaging. It completely matches my nails. That was unintended. But this one is in whatever their brown color is. Let me actually look at what I'm talking about here. Their Cookie Lover shade. And I have not tried it yet. I'm going to open it here together. Oh boy. That was really wedged on there. Okay, here it is. Okay. It's pretty. I like that shade of brown. Do a little swatch here. Ooh, nice and creamy. Let's see how that behaves with a little bit of smudging. Smudges out nicely. So I think that that's going to go on really well. I hope it stays. The creaminess makes me worry about the staying power. So if staying power is an issue, there's always eyeshadow primer. But again, anytime I try anything for the first time with the eyes, I want to go without doing the primer first because I want to see how the product actually performs. So I'm going to go with this. I'm just going to go in with it right over my lash line and then just do kind of a smoky smudged out look. It's got a little bit of sparkle in it. Okay, I like this. Let's see what she does with some smudging. Find a clean brush. Do this where you know exactly what you're looking for and it's the one thing you absolutely can't. Here it is. Nope, that's not it. Oh, got excited. This is what I'm going with. Clear anything off of it. Oh, this is a shadow switch. If you guys haven't found one of these somewhere, this is called the Clean Sweep. I think I picked it up at TJ Maxx. These are great. They're just firm sponges and you just run your brush along it and it takes the shadow that was on your brush off. I'm kind of liking it. It reminds me of that e.l.f. Eyeliner pencil that you could smudge that I just did a one product review on here recently, but this has some sparkle in it and it seems to fade out or thin out a little bit in the color. I'm going with a little bit more. I like this. I think it's really pretty. I am seriously concerned about the staying power though. So actually, let's do one eye without primer and the other eye with primer. This is my Marc Jacobs primer. Absolutely holy grail. This is all you need. Tiny, tiny little bit. And I'm just concentrating it on the lid because that's really the only place that the color is going to be. Up into the crease just a little bit. I'm going to bring that one up. For spreading purposes, the brush is great. But for smudging purposes, I'm finding that finger is the best. Okay, so we've got it a little bit up into the crease. Okay, this side now has the primer on it. I'm going to be a little messy with it because I know I can use a lot since it smudges out so nicely. And we'll probably need 2 layers of color anyway. Look at how dark it is when you first put it on. So if you really want to go for a dramatic effect, you can get that. You don't have to smudge it out, obviously. I'm just bringing a little bit of this color up into the crease again. And then I'll go at it with my fingertip to smudge it out. I can tell already the way this behaves with the primer underneath it, twice as good as this side, really. Like this is 3 layers and this is 1 layer with primer. And honestly, they look very, very similar. Eyeshadow primer is a step that I avoided for a long time because it just seemed gimmicky and unnecessary to me. And once I decided to give it a shot, I'm very pleased with that, how much it helps for longevity of your product. Even though I don't normally do anything on the underside, I think I'm going to do that just because I want to see how that looks. Give myself a little bit of a smoky eye and kind of hair sticking down here somewhere. And smudge it out. And with this strong of a look, I'm going to go over by the lash line again and use this as my eyeliner. That's a lot. I don't usually do that. Ooh! My mother would say that's too much dark around my eyes. But I think I like this. I'm just kind of blending what I just applied along the lash line up into the lid area to give myself a little bit of an ombre. Now I'm trying to decide, do I want to go in with a little bit of shimmer just to give myself a little pop of color, a little something? And the answer is yes. Yes, I do. So I'm going into my Clio palette and I'm taking this shimmer right here. And I'm just going to dab a little in the center. Like it. Then I take a clean finger on the edges of where I dabbed it in the center to kind of help blend it into the rest. I like this look, and I'm not going to do any other eyeliner. I'm going to let this ride and see how this does. Suddenly I feel like there's sparkle everywhere though, because again, there is sparkle, unexpected sparkle in this. Oh my gosh. So I bought these Elf Cookies and Dreams brushes because they're so cute, and it ironically matches my nails. My nails are already that color, totally unexpected. And here I was digging around for a brush to use, and I had these 3 new brushes I wanted to try. That is exactly what we do around here. Okay, well, next time. So now I'm going to throw on a little mascara, and we'll see what this finished looks like. Okay. Running my comb through here. And I'm going to take just a little bit, where are we at here? The highlighter. I'm just taking a little bit on my pinky, and I'm just going to go under my brow bone. Just a little bit of a finished look there. Polishes things off nicely, maybe just a little bit in the inner corner too. Little inner corner highlight. All right, so what do you think? Like I said, please excuse the half-done hair here. I just hear my mom saying it's too much. It's too dark around my eyes. I'm just taking a clean Q-tip and I'm kind of going off the edges of where I did that smudging, cleaning up anything that's kind of spread around. Okay, so this is where we're at for now. I'm gonna hit myself, really. I'm going to use a little bit of finishing, really. All right, so now I'm going to hit it with a little bit of MAC Fix Plus setting spray, which I find tends to kind of leave droplets. Is mine bad? Is there something wrong with mine? Because everybody freaks out over this stuff. Whatever. Anyway, so this is our look for now, and I will check in at the end of the day and show you how the eyeshadow lasted and see what we're dealing with here with the foundation as well. Stick around. Hey guys, end of day here. So we have a little final catch up on the two big products that I tried today. The Laura Gellar Baked and Balance foundation. Not bad. If I was going to go out tonight someplace, I'd definitely have to touch up before I left. The e.l.f. Cookies and Dreams eyeshadow pencil. I don't know why that's so hard for me to say. It is really nice initially going on. I enjoyed it, but I gotta tell you, by the end of the day now, it was really splotchy, like 3 or 4 hours of wear in. I had an opportunity to check it out. I should have taken a picture. Regardless, both sides, the one side having primer, the other side did not, and they both looked, the coverage on it was splotchy. Like it wasn't consistent with what I left the house looking like, and it's not consistent now either. So this side had no primer, and I'll bring you in a little bit close so you could check on that. Don't mind my sweet top pony. It's the end of the day. And then this side had primer, and it's a little bit darker. You can still see some of the product left on there. So I liked it. It looked nice initially going on, but I don't think it's something that I would wear if I had to have a look that I was confident was going to last for, you know, a long time, like a full day or into a late night. It's something that's good for a couple hours of wear, and even going under the eye. It's still there a little bit, but definitely not with the intensity that I put it on with. So that's it. Make sure that you stick around, because the next video we're talking about hair, and that one is going to get into some serious products, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with it. And again, there's something fun in it for you too. So make sure you stick around, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you can get notified when I upload that video. And we will see you in the next video. Bye.